from the perspective of a guy that went through like high-level competitive high school football and also the recruiting process and trying to figure some of that out, what is some of the best advice you can give them about how to handle themselves these next couple of years, as like here, and also as they try and navigate some of those things looking toward that next phase too?
Well, how they carry themselves in school is, I mean, they are the poster child of how you want your sons to act on campus. They really are. From an academic standpoint, from a social standpoint, he's a 3.8 student. He'll wind up being a 3-something GPA student this year as well. So from that side, they do a tremendous job. And how they treat their classmates and teachers is also something that that they take a great deal of responsibility. That they don't want people to think that they're on this pedestal, that they're any better than anybody. They want to be, hey, we know we're good athletes, but we want to be leaders in the classroom. As far as the recruiting side of it, they're going to have opportunities that when I graduated 2002, that we didn't have, 2002, from a social media standpoint, from a facility standpoint. All I ask is that they take me on one trip. That's all I want. Whether it's a football trip, basketball trip, I'm not going to get in that way of the decision making. They asking for the advice. I'm going to say, hey, this is I think, but because their opportunities are going to be endless. I mean, they're both Power 5 guys in both sports. Like, what do I can't, I couldn't fathom being these two, so, but I just want them to have fun with it, enjoy being high school football and basketball kids and dual sport kids, and really not, I've told both of them, like, don't get caught up in, well, this school's offering, this school not offering, this school is this, that, and the other. Man, when you're as good as they are, man, the decision will be easy for you,
Yeah. Y'all remember Coach's recruiting process back in the day, huh?
Were y'all even born yet?
No.
I was born 2002.
When you were born?
I was born 2002. I was born in October.
They seem like they do a good job with that though. Like talking to them about some of the recruiting stuff, it seems like they look at it that way.
Yeah, they do, man. It's funny because, they're gonna have 1,000 people telling them what to do. That's one thing, and that's the advice I am gonna give them, is that, like, don't let somebody outside of the Thomas family, the Cook family, help you make this decision. That is a family decision. You sit down, you write down the pros and cons of the school. What are you trying to get out of it? What's the goal of all of it? Because these two are going to have, and now with the NCAA coming out with a rule that says that they can hire agents, in high school, they're going to be getting pulled from every direction. But the great thing is they both have great families, great home lives where you got supportive mother and father in both homes. And his brother just finished the recruiting process at being a Southeastern, so they're gonna have enough. They have enough at home to be able to help them get over the top. I promise you.
Do y'all feel that like pull from different directions and pressure and attention and stuff? Yet does that become something that that you have to be more mindful of, like keeping in check yet, or has it all been pretty smooth?
It's been pretty smooth for me. I try not to worry about it because either school you go to, somebody's gonna have something to say about it, whether it's good or bad. So I just try to get away from it.
Same thing with him. It's really smooth. Nobody really tried to put pressure on me or anything. So I just try to enjoy my time, rest of my time in high school. School comes to me.
I kind of like to do this a little bit, I guess, and it might even put you on the spot a little bit, so my apologies. But how would y'all describe one another to people that don't know y'all? People have seen y'all on the basketball court, they've seen you on the football field. What about Jalen makes him stand out, personality-wise, anything like that, or something that people may not have had a chance to see yet?
It's gonna be good.
He's fun to be around. He just like playing around. He just like playing a lot and stuff like that. He's goofy.
Thoughts on Brian Thomas, the young man?
When you first when you first meet Brian, he's gonna be like, he ain't gonna really talk that much. Yeah. But when you really meet him, he's really funny. Like the stuff stuff he do really funny. You know, just he can be goofy at times too.
Y'all have any examples of goofiness?
Around girls, he can be goofy.
You probably can say the same thing about him, Joe.
Yeah.
He talked like 3-4 different girls at the same time.
Oh man, he's about to be in trouble when he goes back to school. And I mean, from your perspective, you mentioned just being model students and everything, but guys in the locker room around the program, anything like that, you have any interesting stories of just examples of, and now Jalen's eyes are getting bigger.
He's nervous right now. I don't know, man. I think, I mean, some of the things that they do, man. I'll start with Brian. Like Brian can power clean 225, like an obnoxious amount of times for a kid at his size. You know, like, wait a minute, this kid is like that strong. The first day we came out, ran 40s. He ran 4 for a 1. And he was like out there, I don't want to run, coach. I don't want to run. Then I was like, you take off and go 4 for 1. Jeez. You know, like, coach, I'm done. Can I be done? Like, you know, and Jalen is kind of like the opposite. Jalen's like, he can't do something enough, you know, and they go about it. They work extremely hard, and I'll tell you that I pick on both of them, but they work extremely hard. That's what makes them so beloved by their teammates in both football and basketball, because they don't cheat it, they don't take the easy road. You know, like Jalen, for instance, what makes him such a strong leader on our team is, you know, he's not getting reps at receiver in practice. He'll go guard Brian, you know, which is a tall task in itself, but he's all about getting better 24/7, you know, so they both have their, that's what makes them so, you know, beloved and indebted by their teammates, because they know how hard they're working and how unselfish they are as well.
What do you, it's so early to think about this, I guess, but with these next few years, like what type of a mark do you hope you guys are leaving on this school and these programs, and how, I mean, what do you want to be able to, when it's all said and done, be able to look back and say, this is how I'm going to be remembered for my time in high school?
Air state championships. I already made a mark by being first ever in school history. You know, just why not 3-peat, why not 2-peat? You know, just, you know, whatever mark need to be done and made.
Basically the same, man. You just want to be recognized as a good student in class and stuff like that.
He's got me for a class, so he should be able to pass that.
There you go. Jalen Cook, Brian Thomas, Lester Ricard out of Walker High School. For TigerDetails.com, Jarrett Roser.